Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've got a few pre-show notes for you. First, a reminder. All of the content we produce is available on our website at finalshowfilms.com, as well as youtube.com/senstaku, senstaku.podbean.com, twitch.tv/senstaku, and on iTunes. We are only able to do the things we do thanks to the kind support of our Patreon donors. We give a special shout out to our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic and Cat Waterflame. If you'd like to support us that way, be sure to check it out. Secondly, a thank you to the folks over at 411mania.com. They produce articles and content related to wrestling, MMA, movies, music, and gaming. Go check them out. We appreciate their support as well. And lastly, be sure to subscribe, comment, and rate, if possible, wherever you listen to or watch our content. It helps us know what you like, what you don't like, and helps us make more content. Feedback is always appreciated. With all that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live with our new overlay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm John, the Game Master for the evening. And with me today is William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Baldrin Ironhand, Dwarven Cleric of the Forge.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Selena, the Fire Genasi Wild Mage Sorcerer. Not Wild Magic Sorcerer, because you cannot be a Wild Mage Sorcerer. That would be weird.
You just
I'm fueled by wild mages.
You just accidentally summon mages every time you cast a spell.
Can I be
There's
that?
another one.
Can I be that?
No. Mara.
I am Mara, and I am playing Hope, Azamar Rogue Barbarian.
And Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Corbin, the Human Battlemaster.
And Sarah.
I'm Sarah. I'm back from my body trying to kill me, and I play 5, a drow with a passion for fire.
And our new player, Patricia.
Hi, I'm Patricia. I'm playing Kaylin, a human rogue bladesinger wizard.
And a new character, Erin.
Hi, I'm Erin, and I'm playing Agdristil, the elf ranger, whose name I realize I probably spelled very weird.
That's fine. However you pronounce it. And when last we left our adventurers, the party that had been getting harassed by a sociopathic wizard, determined that it was time to leave the village of River's End in the southern port at the southern edge of the world, and journeyed back north to Kor in an attempt to go into the Tower of the Gods and determine what could be done to expand their horizons, quite literally, so that they could find the tools needed to deal with the threat posed by Umbra, one of the apparent heads of a cult of darkness known as the Shards of Eidos, who appears to have a very temporary relationship with death, shall we say. For reasons unknown but speculated upon. While going to Kor, they also determined that they were going to stop and talk to someone named Cal, who appeared to be part of the Argol Trading Company, in relation to some information they had found in a book. Selena, in particular, seemed very interested in talking to this Cal. And when we left off, our party had just gotten to Kor. So, the group of you have arrived.
Yep.
Home sweet home. So before we have to go and go on this stupid mission into, the Tower of the Gods and terrible things,
Right.
Can we go shopping?
Yeah, I had a few things. If we're going in there, I need to buy a couple things.
And we have to go and figure out where this Cal is. Argol Trading Company.
Yes.
I know
Yeah,
where,
we do.
I know where the company is, at least. He's never in there, though, right? So we maybe
we'll get lucky.
See, but it's very unlucky a lot of the times. So I feel like...
Listen. Just let me do my thing. It'll turn out great.
Get all the business we need done before we head to the tower. We shouldn't be walking in there with unfinished business.
So,
right.
shopping montage?
Yes.
Shopping montage.
So, who's doing what of that party?
I would like to buy a lot of diamonds, worth at least 300 gold each.
Well, if you have 300 gold per diamond, you can probably find 300 gold's worth of diamonds.
Is a platinum is 1,000 or is
A
what,
platinum
10
is
gold?
10 gold.
10 gold, 160. Okay, I'm going to buy 3 diamonds then.
You
So
buy
900
3
gold.
diamonds.
Okay.
So Hope goes off to a jeweler
Mm-hmm.
and finds some diamonds.
Sweet.
Baldrin, are you going to buy anything?
No, I'm going to. There's a temple in this city to the Forge Father, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
I'm going to go there.
Well, you head to the Temple District, to the Temple of the Forge. Corbin, are you buying anything?
I am. I wanted to go buy some new armor. I wanted to buy some half plate.
Okay.
And then I think that's all I wanted to.
You can find some for the price listed in the book.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go to the armor smith and buy a set of that. And if I find anything else, I'll let you know.
Selena, other than going to find your information, is there anything you were going to buy?
Hold on. Son of a bitch.
Apparently
This is
going
the
to buy a
point
son
where
of a bitch. All right.
This is the point where I
What's
realize
the going rate for that?
Small puppy.
it depends. This is the point where I realize I actually only ever selected one meta magic feat for when I became at third level.
Equipment?
So I
what
need to
happened to my
pick another.
equipment?
But I am going to let me think.
Where's all my cool stuff?
Um,
It's gone.
I'll message you something in. Well, that's.
I have nothing.
I am
You didn't really
going
have
to
much in the first
buy-
place.
I had a whole bunch of stuff. Where'd it go?
Hang on, let me look at your character sheet while Selena is thinking.
I am going to go
Yeah,
to
that.
sort of the higher end areas, and I want to find the nicest,
There it is.
There it is.
Sorry,
I
nicest,
had
most what?
stuff.
most expensive dagger I can find, non-magical.
You can find a dagger for double the book price.
Okay. Is it
It is a
super
schmancy
fancy
dagger.
looking?
It is a
and
fucking fancy dagger.
bejeweled
Fucking-
and all of that kind of stuff?
It's got jewel encrusting on the hilt and gold plating on the blade. Not-
Is it
Gaudiest deck.
Is it potentially curved or wavy like a Chris?
It would be a Chris. It would be wavy
Okay, that is perfect.
because the gaudiest daggers are always Chris's.
I buy it and then I tip the person twice what it's or as much as it's worth.
Okay.
Sheesh.
And you put 8 gold down.
Yep.
There you go.
No, I only have 2,162 left.
Yeah. It's such a horrible thing for you to put down 8 gold
Oh wait,
pieces.
I'm sorry. That was silver. I have so many numbers of money on my sheet because I've skimmed from you all so severely that. Sorry, I only have 635 gold left.
And out of curiosity, who was wanting to sort of be near? Selena, you were the one that was wanting to be near Nyx most often, but not always. All right, so you go to buy this dagger, and Nyx says that he's going to wait outside.
Mm-hmm.
And you go in, and
Yep.
fairly routine purchasing of the dagger. And as you come back out, you notice Nyx isn't there.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Maybe a perception check.
All right, I'm starting the rolling this week, huh? Okay.
We all know that when Jeremy starts the rolling, all of our rolls are cursed.
Well, the good news is
I don't think that's actually what causes it.
My perception is at a -1, so I'm sure this will be great.
Be great.
6.
So
Solid roll.
you notice that the ring that you had given Nyx is on the ground. With no Nyx in sight.
As then it cuts away to somewhere. No.
It's just somewhere over somewhere else in the city. Someone just sneezes.
Yes. Hold on. I do not have sending because I decided I wasn't going to take sending because I'm dumb. Stow the dagger, pocket the ring, go find somebody. Actually, I'm going to go looking. You never know. I might roll well. I'm going to try and find.
Give me
Give
me an investigation check.
Natural 20.
A natural 20.
What is it about us never making
so
it
you
easy
just
for
sort
the
of
other people
you just
to
sort
leave?
of you just sort of immediately round the corner into an alleyway between this building and the other, assuming that might be the first place someone would go. And there's nothing there, but you do notice some blackened marks on the ground and walls, roughly halfway down the alleyway until it terminates at the other end.
Arcana?
Yeah, go over there.
Damn.
With an 8, are you going to use your chaotic magic to give yourself advantage?
Yeah, I can. You have to do that before you roll.
That's fair.
I will, however, spend 2 sorcery points to bend luck to give me an extra d4. 10.
10. This seems to be some sort of magical residue. You're not certain from what spell. But something like you sort of effectively something happened that was a high enough level spell that it left a mark on the ground here after it went off.
God damn it. Okay, I'm going to scrape up some of that residue.
You pick it up and it's sort of ash almost.
I'm going to try to find somebody in the group.
All right. Well, who are you looking for in particular?
Who's gonna be least angry? Why? Who's gonna be least angry that can help?
Voltron.
You got 3 choices. What kind of angry are you looking for?
Yeah.
You know what? No, Baldrin has been the most rational as of late. For some weird reason, we've been getting along. I might as well test that theory by having lost Nyx. So I go and find Baldrin.
You head up to the
It's
temple.
not hard to find me, yeah.
It's not hard. You head to the Temple of the Forge and you find Baldrin. The large siege weapon that he carries around gives him away quite quickly.
Hey!
Hey, what's something wrong? You don't typically come to the temples. Well, at least not to my temple. Unless you need to.
I'm always interested in learning more about other No, something's wrong. Of course something's wrong. Are you kidding me? This is us, first of all. Second of all, you're right.
fair.
Why else the hell would I be here? So, have you noticed I've lost some weight?
Yes, about a human male, about average height.
You're good.
He's tall.
Tall height. I can't tell. All of you tall people are like tall. Just kind of blends
I'm
together.
Human male
I'm a-
about
the
taller
top
than
shelf.
dwarf.
The top shelf elite.
I'm a dwarf. You're all tall.
So I went in just to buy a goddamn. I went into a shop for about 3 minutes. Came back out. He was gone with his ring on the ground. You know, the one that prevents him from being scryed on.
Shite.
And right? And something happened, and there was a bunch of this all over in an alleyway.
Does that look like, I don't know, residue from Hellfire? I've been putting Warcraft into D&D.
Give me an Arcana check.
Can I do a religion check?
Yeah, you do a religion check. Arcana or religion, whichever.
I'm way better at religion. Still got a 7, though.
I mean, it looks like ash. You're not a knowledge domain cleric, though. There are some in the temple.
I'll say it's one of my brothers. He might know what it is. I
All right.
sort of lead her to one of the knowledge domain clerics.
Yeah.
She is sticking uncharacteristically close at the moment.
You find a fairly young for dwarves, young dwarf.
So, 100.
100 someone has a much shorter beard that's only tied in one torque. Yes, may I help you?
Can you identify this residue for us? As I point to Selena.
He looks at it, and I roll a d20. Well, this would appear to be abyssal ash. Typically from the abyss.
God damn it.
Are we talking the abyss as in demon plane, or the abyss as in roiling mass outside?
Abyss as in demonic, yes. The abyss outside doesn't produce ash, typically.
I mean, in the Dark Souls sense, it might produce ash.
In this case, no. It would.
So
Typically, you'd see this. You'd see something like this if someone were to open a portal to the Nine Hells, or not the Nine. The Nine Hells.
To the abyss.
Yeah,
The Nine Hells is nine Hells is devils.
Other way around. Yeah, the abyss.
So I didn't hear I didn't hear any demons rampaging through the streets capturing people. And the ring was left directly outside the shop, not in the alleyway.
So someone with demonic magic, not necessarily a demon, has kidnapped our friend. Fan-fucking-tastic!
I mean, right, so how do we get to the abyss?
How do we get to the
And she
abyss?
says it dead flat, like she is 100% serious.
I need a cleric with more divine power than I currently wield, and then we die after we get there.
Okay, so how do we do it and not die?
That's a very good question that I don't have the answer to.
Well, we better figure out a way really fucking quick.
As the
Five-
knowledge cleric is still sitting next to us.
Yeah, just sort of holding this ash, like.
5 looks up and passes over the notebook in which she's written, or maybe we just cut our losses, call it a day.
You shut the fuck up.
Can you read what I wrote?
She's been
What's it
hanging out
written in?
with Corbin.
What's it written in? That's the question.
It's probably, what do I speak? It's probably written something incomprehensible. It's written in Undercommon.
Then
No.
I can't read it.
No, then
Yeah, it's just so five holds out a thing that's has what looks to you like just garbled words on it.
Oh,
I don't
that's right.
speak that
5
one.
only writes in abyssal or whatever that Nyx could read.
I don't read that one, sorry.
5 frowns and writes it again in Abyssal.
Still don't read that one.
Also not.
5 rights.
No
Take me to buy some
legitimate
armor.
cleric there.
I want to buy some armor. Please.
We
And
can
holds it out to the cleric, who she obviously believes to be the smartest one of the 3.
The other cleric?
Yeah.
What does it say?
The first thing says, or we could just cut our losses and call it a day. And then the second part says, I want to buy some armor.
Looks at it.
Please.
I believe your friend wants to buy armor. He has no idea what the first part means. The only thing he can really figure out is the second part.
In a minute, we're trying to figure something out here.
Cut our losses. He's gone. The end.
In what language?
It's still in Undercommon.
5 is still writing while you guys are talking. So.
Okay. So you realize this isn't an option, right?
It's a suicide mission, is what it is, and I don't even know how to get us there.
Gee, if only somebody had access to an information broker or something.
Yeah, I know.
Working in a temple in this world must be the best job.
Someone is not thinking rationally or tactically at the
That's
moment.
fine. It's fine.
The power to cross planes is not something I'm strong enough to wield. Not yet.
Well, let's get everybody together. Let's figure this out.
All right, so you eventually get.
Oh, Forge Father, give me strength.
You eventually gather the rest of the party up. Where are you gathering at?
I had a couple more bits of shopping to do.
While they're having that realization conversation, Hope, what else are you getting? You got 3 diamonds.
I am getting the following list. Ball bearings, chalk, crowbar, fishing tackle, jug, signal whistle, steel mirror, soap, tinderbox, water skin, and whetstone. The total is, as I was calculating this out, 9 gold, 8 silver, 1 copper.
All right.
And that's all I purchased. I'm good.
Do you pay at least 1 gold of that with 2 electrum pieces?
No. I'm saving those.
So, where are you gathering the party up at?
I
would
wants to
assume
buy
the
stuff. She
Adventurers
just
Guild.
can't figure out how to tell anyone she wants to buy stuff.
I mean, 5 did. It's just Selena's on a one-track mind at the moment.
Plus, you can't read, so.
So do you
No,
tell
I
us
can't
anything
read.
about what happened?
Hang on.
when we
Hang
got-
on. All right, everybody, hang on. Where are you gathering the party at?
Well, we have to
Adventurers
get
Guild.
everybody together first, so
Yeah.
find
Where?
them. Yeah.
I'm
you-
assuming that
You're going to find them fairly easily. Where are you
Okay.
taking them? Is my question. Are you going to the Adventurers Guild?
Adventures, it's probably the best
Okay.
spot.
So you gather everybody together fairly quickly. You knew where everybody was going. And back at the Adventurers Guild, Hope has a bag full of shit. Corbin has new armor and a helmet that makes his eyes glow red from underneath it.
Common magic items.
And you've all gathered back at the Adventurers Guild.
You know how bad I wanted the billowing cloak?
50 gold.
Yep.
They don't require attunement.
Yep, they don't. We'll see. I still got money.
All right. So once we get back, okay. So I'm going to say something and there's going to be a reaction. And I know what that reaction is going to be. And that's fine. But once that reaction is done, we need to start talking about planning about it. We think Nyx has been captured and taken to the abyss.
She just leaves.
And Hope just nopes the fuck out.
That was the best timing.
That was the best timing of ever. That was the done. I'm done. Rip up all my notes, throw them away. While we try to get Mara back in the call, Corbin, you have a reaction, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. He's just gonna just look at you sit down and so
I think
5
that's a sorry,
rights.
talk about it question.
5 once more rights. Cut our losses. Call it a day.
in
Internet.
common.
No,
Alright.
not in common.
That was the best timing.
Mara,
Ever.
what is your reaction to Nyx has been kidnapped and taken to the abyss?
Wait, was that me?
No,
I just got my internet back up. What?
I mean, it was
happened?
everybody, but literally I said, Nyx has been kidnapped and taken to the abyss, and your internet connection noped the fuck out at
Yeah.
that.
I didn't even hear that part. Okay. What?
Are you
Yes.
sure it was kidnapping?
How did you lose?
Okay, I did not lose anybody.
Were
I
they
walked
next to
into
you?
I walked into a shop
Were they with
Okay.
you?
for
Yeah.
like 30 seconds.
Okay, and then
Bought a
Did you
dagger, walked out.
okay.
The ring was on the ground, and in a nearby alley, there was what we have identified was ash from the abyssal plane.
Why would whoever kidnapped him take off the ring?
Probably to let someone
Maybe
else find
he got
him.
sick of walking around with us bunch of assholes and decided to go home.
We still can't read
Other
anything you're
abyss.
saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
the other
can't tell
abyss.
what you're
So-
saying, Five. You're gonna have to write in common or something else that somebody can read.
Fuck you.
Is
Yeah,
that
still
common?
don't know what that means.
No.
That wasn't common.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah, like that. But my problem is, aside from them being chased by somebody they obviously don't want our help anymore.
I disagree, but okay.
So we have to
I
get to
left
the
them-
abyss.
I
The
left them
other-
alone the whole
different
trip
abyss.
here.
We know. Okay.
Wait, what did you? So there was ashy residue. Is that a thing? I don't know what that means.
Powerful magic was used, probably transportation back to the plane of the abyss.
Not the abyss right outside,
Not
everything.
Not that abyss. The place where
I-
demons come from.
Okay.
Look, we know that Nyx is not comfortable in cities.
No.
I fucked up. I get it.
No, what's
Do you think the wizard did this?
I
Why would they
really
wait?
don't.
I hope so. I hope not. That's a lot of clones for me to kill.
Yeah.
technically you just gotta wait. What clones?
Oh,
he
you
had
didn't
clones.
go in.
It was really creepy.
He had clones in the tower.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
In these weird tubes.
Lots.
Fucking magic.
Yep.
So we have to figure out how to get to the abyss and get him back.
I also asked
Don't
him
understand why we
about-
have to do that.
about a mirror that can steal souls.
Because he's
Would
in
that-
the abyss and needs help.
Yeah.
And at this point, we're going to cut over to a different scene. So, somewhere on roughly the other side of Core from where the Adventurers Guild is, there is a fairly large and well-off business called the Argall Trading Company, in which we find a human wizard currently attending to some books. Patricia, why don't you detail what Caitlin looks like?
So Kaylin is kind of medium skinned, long brown hair. It's currently tied back in a bun. And she is currently wearing reading glasses. She's just reading. She's wearing a dark navy dress and a blazer.
Okay. And you're currently going over. You're sort of going over the daily log for the trading company. The company itself mostly deals with transportation of goods. They provide the manpower and the carts and the things, and basically move other people's goods from here to there. It's sort of an import-export business. And in walking in from another day on guard duty is a lean elf with a face mask over. Aaron, would you please describe what your character looks like?
Agdrisol, if he's just been on guard duty, he's got a hood up, somewhat, not necessarily ratty, but well-worn clothes and sturdy leathers with a bow and quiver strapped over his back, which contrasts quite strongly with the mask that seems to entirely cover his eyes.
And the pair of feathery wings out his back.
Yeah, those aren't necessarily hidden under the cloak, but they definitely give the cloak an odd shape.
They sort of like the cloak sort of lies between the wings, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's hard to get it custom fitted, so there's just probably like slits for where it would be really uncomfortable for the wings to come out otherwise.
Basically, yeah. And you've just come in from guard duty primarily of the premises. You just came off the roof, basically, and are coming in to check in. And you see Kaylin. Both of you know each other. You've worked together before. You're currently working together on a secret project.
Yep. I'll give a small salute, and if I don't have to go back on shift, slide in.
Yep. And as you guys, as you come in and as you wave, another individual steps around a bookshelf off to one side that you could have sworn there was no behind to. Both of you, drawing your attention, you recognize. Hang on. You recognize one Lyra Nilo. Lyra is wearing studded leather armor with a hood, with a darkened hood over her head that she quickly pulls off to reveal light blue skin, very light blue skin, and long silver hair, with slightly stunted-looking elven ears. Lyra being a half-drow. That you are both familiar with, who steps around and looks at the two of you. Now that you're off duty, Agdrisol, once Kaylin finishes with her books, my father would like to see you both back at the respite. Apparently, there's some new information.
Got it.
And she pulls the hood back up and steps back. Again, you know there's no behind to that bookshelf, but if you go to look to see where she went, she's not there anymore.
I'll let that happen and just look to Caitlin.
I'm almost done. Be a few more minutes.
Right.
And after Kaylin finishes with the bookkeeping, the two of you close up shop for the day and heading towards the northernmost wall of Kor and following it west, which is the sort of standard route to getting to the Misfits Respite. And with the two of you on the way, we cut back over to our mid-panic attack group.
No panic in here.
I feel like there's only one person having a panic attack.
There is still a panic attack happening, therefore mid-panic attack group.
Yep.
Fair. So
Where do even start with
I don't know.
finding our way to the abyss?
I legitimately don't know.
Quick question: what's in the abyss?
Demons.
Demons.
Lots of demons.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, that sounds lovely.
Hard pass.
So
Do you write it in common?
No.
Okay.
Hope a little voice in your head goes, demons are not fun.
Thank you. I already knew that.
So, raise of hands, who here is willing to die for a person they really honestly barely know?
Hard pass.
I've already sworn that I will protect those with me.
Yeah, but you're a
Two people.
religious nutter.
2 people raise their hands.
You're adorable, but it's not the point.
Really?
It just occurred to me that Five lost the one person in the group who just responds to her like anyone else.
Yep.
Cannot read language being written.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It's
So,
That's fine.
really?
not anyone's fault that the only things Five can write in common is fuck you.
We don't know how he got there, and yeah, fine.
How do we know he didn't leave himself?
I don't think
think
he
he
has
might
that kind
have.
of power.
Do you know that?
Why was
No,
the
I
ring on the
know absolutely
ground?
nothing about magic. That's why I'm asking you that you
It's not
waggle your
possible.
fingers and make things happen.
It's not possible.
Why was the ring left on the ground?
Likely
That's a
so
really
that
good
likely
question.
so that whoever took them could be found by a third party.
Or,
Why didn't they leave
Whoever
something
took
else
them.
that was...
or
You
whoever
can't
took-
find anyone within 60 feet of the bloody ring. If they don't
Who-
take the ring off and leave it somewhere, they can't be located.
whoever took them did it, left the ring as a clear message.
What, a taunt? Come find me? If you don't want to be found with somebody you just kidnapped, you keep the ring of non-detection.
Or you go to the abyss.
If Nyx wanted to leave and not be found, he would have taken the ring with him so we couldn't track him.
Uh-huh.
Unless he's trying to bait Umbra again. Because he's done that before.
At that point, it's worked, probably.
Hey,
In which
stupid
point-
question. Has anybody scryed on Nyx?
I can't.
We can't understand that anyway.
Oh yeah, that's right.
don't know.
I can't get that question.
We still don't know what you're writing.
Fuck you.
Yep, we got that one. You got that one down. Work
All
on
right.
other things.
So,
So we what? Try and find the adventuring group that we got to help us before to go and locate where Nyx is.
Yeah, just
Wait,
walk up to
somewhere
him. Hey,
in the
you know that
abyss.
asshole that went missing last time? Turns out they did it again.
Jeez.
What?
I don't know how we do it. We just do it.
We also have this cast we have to go talk to, and apparently going into the Tower of Gods. I
Cal,
don't know which
Cal,
sounds
not
worse.
Cass.
Cal, thank you. Sorry.
C-A-L.
Yes. Which doesn't sound too much better than the Abyss to me.
I mean, I would rather go in the tower. Yeah, I don't know what's in the tower, but I know what. There's probably a fair chance that you won't run into demons as often as you will in the tower.
Isn't it good to know who your enemies are?
It is. I'm gonna go walk to the bar and get a drink.
All right, Corbin goes and
Of
gets
course
a drink.
you are.
Yep.
Oh, did you actually not say that? You just did it? Okay, no.
Yeah, no, I just walked up and I just walked up. I turned around and went right to the bar.
Okay, so
I don't know how we do it, but I.
One second.
That's not true.
GM, I would like
do
to know
potentially know how we do it.
if I have any. Yeah.
Well, Selena just said that she potentially knows how you do it. So.
Oh, okay.
As she leans
How?
forward and puts her hands on her.
How?
Remember that person that I said we had I had a contact for here, that I got that contact from that last group? From that group, the group that we ran into, it was a.
Yeah.
I had a contact here who knew how to speak. I believe it was
Abyssal.
Abyssal.
Infernal. The journal was in Infernal.
Abyssal. It was an
Or
Abyssal.
Abyssal.
Not Infernal, because we actually, I think, we had run into somebody who could speak Infernal, and it wasn't that. It was Abyssal.
Yeah, Nick could speak Infernal.
So yeah, that's at least someone we can talk to.
Yep. Okay.
It's a
I
lead.
like this plan.
Okay.
I vote for that plan. Let's not go into the Tower of the Gods.
I am currently okay with the fact that your aversion to entering the Tower of the Gods is leading us on down the road I want us to go. So
You're welcome. I'm glad my fears are convenient.
yeah,
So-
it probably came out wrong, didn't it?
Mm.
So, who heads out?
So we go.
Felix
Corbin,
over
do
at
you want to come
Corbin.
with?
Where?
We're going to go talk to Selena's contact to see if we can get to the abyss. Field trip. Come, join us.
Or don't.
Five will go because that's the only person that she knows in the near future is going to be able to read what she's writing.
Yeah, sorry about that. Apparently,
Sure.
the line that carries our internet from the pole to our house is on the ground, which is what's causing our internet to spasm.
Oh, that's fun.
Whee.
That's nice.
We're deciding whether to go to the abyss or not.
I mean, no,
But
we're
here.
going to the Misfits Respite.
We're going
So
to,
we can
yes.
so we can get
Possibly find out
information
the way
on
to the
possibly how to go to the abyss.
Yes.
And currently, everyone's going, including Baldrin.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll come with, I guess.
All right, you all set out for the Misfits Respite. Cutting back
Yep.
over, Agdrasol and Kalen, you arrive outside the Misfits Respite. It is a fairly isolated tavern / inn that sort of stands in some of the lesser patrolled areas of the town, and the sign outside that bears the name has just sort of a little imp leaning back in a chair with kicking its feet up on a table. And the windows, there's a light, there's a bit of fire coming from, there's a bit of firelight coming from inside the building, but it is generally dark from what you can tell, which it normally is. Aaron and Patricia, this is you.
My,
I guess we go inside.
sorry, I wasn't trying to go for. I'll head on in.
Be right back.
The two of you step inside, and you find yourselves inside the darkened tavern that is the Misfits Respite. You both know why it's dark in here, because as you look over and see the bartender, little up. Toriel Nilo is a drow, a adult drow male who's sort of sitting back, polishing a mug, looks over at you, gives a wave and a charming smile. To your right, as soon as you enter, there is a table that currently has 4 kobolds arguing at each other arguing with each other in Draconic. One of whom has a pseudo dragon on one shoulder and a raven on the other shoulder. And then opposite of them, you see the familiar sight of the debt of the best policy. This is an adventuring group that typically hangs out here, with whom but all of you are familiar. Their tiefling leader, and the rest of their group sort of scattered about the room. And then in the immediate left corner, when you enter, is this big hulking lizard robot thing. It's like Iron Golem, but a lizard folk design. A couple of people wave at you as you enter, both of you being fairly familiar sights.
I assume I know who I'm supposed to go talk to.
Toriel. Yep.
Does Caitlin do anything first?
I'm just gonna wave back as we head over.
Then I guess Agdrasil will head over to.
Toriel looks at you. Oh, welcome. I
Pull
see
down
I see my daughter delivered my message.
Yep.
So,
What you need?
wanted to know if you guys had... Somebody is having electrical problems with their mic. Aaron, your mic is having a feedback thing. I'm not sure why. It has stopped, so...
So I'm not using my mic anymore. Got it.
All right. He looks at you. He looks about you. Well, first, I wanted to see if there was any updates on your search for suitable candidates for. And he nods over at Sharoon, who is just sort of having a conversation with the group.
Caitlin will sigh and shake her head.
Unless there have been.
Not that you've found.
So.
Oh, fine.
Fuck, next. Agdrasil will just lean back.
Well, that's fine. We still have a month out. Keep an eye open. Aside from that, I wanted to go over a few details in the side business. A couple of our guys have been having issues recently collecting the various debts that are owed us. Potentially might need your help with a few jobs, so both of you sort of stick around the respite for a while. I've got a few folks coming in later that the boss is going to talk to. Potentially have some work for you soon. All right. Well, drinks on the house for employees, and he a pair of mugs on the table.
I'll touch but not pull up my blindfold. Here to help. And yeah, drinks around the house, I'm getting something.
So you both sit down at the end of the bar, having drinks. About 20 or 30 minutes later, the main party, unless there was something that you were wanting to do beforehand.
I was just going to talk with Caitlin, so I guess that can...
Feel free while I set some stuff up.
Sure. So, how's your book learning going?
Well, as always. She actually has already pulled a book out and has placed it on the bar, as if she was about to start reading it before you started talking.
Awesome.
Yep. What do you do your books about? I've never actually asked.
Well, anything at all you can find in a book.
Mm.
This one is on magic theory.
Yeah, I guess that fits.
Over the course of the next 20 or so minutes, you guys see a few more of the regulars filing into the building. Two of them take up the table right behind where you guys are sitting and look to be playing a game of chess. You see Brigitte, the sort of barmaid, wandering around talking with people. Locke, the chef, who is a big dragonborn with a pair of wings, sort of sticking out the back, wandering around with food on occasion. And then, about 30 minutes later, as I grab all of their tokens, because I wasn't sure if all of you would be arriving or not.
I mean, that was a legitimate.
Giant.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Well, blam. You're not inside just yet, but Selena, you, Boldrin, Hope, Corbin, and Five find yourself outside of a shady-looking, small tavern that has this sign of an imp kicking back his heels on a table that says the Misfits Respite.
Yep, that looks like the right kind of place.
And in, like, you see a bit of light coming from the windows facing the street. Not a lot, not nearly as much as you'd expect for a tavern, but.
All right, Turo. So this place is probably going to be a little shady.
Uh-huh.
I'm just telling particular people in this group that in advance without naming anybody.
Boldrin? Is that who you're worried about?
I'm not naming anybody. Yes. So just keep that in mind. We're here because we need something.
Sure.
If we're a dick to them, they don't have to give it to us. And we need it. Okay.
And you push open
Head
the
in.
door.
Yep.
As you push wide the doors, the sunlight sort of streaming in from outside, you see a very dimly lit tavern. It looks like the only real light is from a lit hearth off to the side that is providing basically all the light in the room. Several people look over as the door opens wide. You see immediately to the right of the door a table at which there are 4 kobolds of various colors: white, yellow, green, and red. The red one appears to be wearing some sort of tattered jester's motley. The other 3 are wearing various hides and skulls. One of them, the white kobold, has a raven on his shoulder and a small pseudo-dragon sort of eating at food. As they sort of turn, look at you all, you see their reptilian eyes narrow. Corbin, you recognize the Jester's Motley as a member of the Adventurers Guild. Actually, you recognize all 4 of them as a member of the Adventurers Guild.
Yeah.
And they sort of bark at you in Draconic and then turn back and continue on with their conversations. You see at a table just in front of you a lone human wearing sort of blue, reading a book. At the bar, you see a couple of figures. One a gnome, one a small goblin with an eye patch who has a ridiculously oversized knife out and is currently it's like sort of paused mid stab, and it looks like he was playing the finger and knife game. With a human woman who is standing there with also a ridiculously big knife, who's like sort of at mid stroke, looking over her shoulder at the group of you. You see in one far corner an orc, a tabaxi, a lizard folk person, a lizard man, and a tiefling, all sitting around having a conversation as a very quite buxom barmaid comes over with drinks and sets them down. Pair of men further in the back playing chess, and at the bar you see a tall, purple-skinned, obviously, but fair complexion, I should say, with the very, very appealing features. Drow male with his long silver hair tied back in a ponytail, cleaning a mug with a very easy grin on his face. He looks over. Newcomers, welcome to the Misfits Respite.
I look over at 5.
Waves over.
Ooh.
And for 5, for you, it's very dimly lit in here, so it feels great. Like, it doesn't hurt your eyes at all.
Hence the ooh.
So yeah, I am making my.
There also appears to be an elf not an elf, a person in leathers with two big feathery wings sitting at the bar as well.
I mean, the ears are obviously elven because he's got his hood down, right?
Oh, you have the hood down?
Right.
Yeah, so this masked figure with elf ears and two big feathery wings at the bar.
Five's
Nice.
not saying she wants to do this, but Five wants to touch those wings and potentially light them on fire. Just so we're all clear where this is going.
I kind of expected that is totally...
Five wants to touch the wings, but is going to be really discreet about it.
I do not and I believe it was Adolfo who gave me this information. Am I wrong?
Yes, it was Adolfo.
Did he give me anything beyond go to this place?
He gave you sort of an invitation card and said to give that to the bartender.
That's
and
right.
tell them that Adolfo sent you.
Okay. So he puts on a smile. So why don't you guys get a table somewhere? It doesn't look like there are any open tables. That's fine.
This one is.
Mingle. Go mingle. Do something. The stuff like it's standing at the door, like.
You also
she just walks over.
Several of you noticed to your left immediately as well. Now that
I was about to say, there's a Goliath passed out in the corner.
No, there is a giant lizard man made of metal sitting in the corner, sort of staring at you all.
Oh, that's what that artwork is.
This place is
I thought
amazing.
It was a Goliath. Oh, it's
Five will just stay. The lizard man can adopt her.
It's a Sangili.
It's a iron golem in the shape of a lizard man.
Yeah, it's a Sangili.
There is a Goliath in the room, but he's sitting on the stairs with a great sword, sort of sharpening it and looking at you all.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay.
I'll say hey and talk to these guys for a little bit while I'll bullshit with these guys over here.
Yeah.
I'll tell them a joke that I made up.
Do you speak Draconic?
No, I don't.
All right. They react to your joke, but they're reacting in Draconic, so you're not quite sure what they're saying.
Yeah. Nope.
Selena, you step up to the bar.
Yep. Walk up to the bar, smile. Hello. I was told hello. My name is Selena.
Selena, I'm Toriel. Nice to meet you.
I'm sorry. What was it?
I'm Toriel. Nice to meet you. Would you care for a drink?
I would actually. What sort of wines do you have?
We have a wide selection of elven wines from the small elven villages in the forest on the other side of, well, the world.
Something with a bit of spice to it. And he sets down the things, the card, passes it over. Adolfo told me that I should give that to you.
He's sort of reaching down to grab a bottle when you say that and puts the bottle back down.
I'm about to get stabbed because this guy hates Adolfo, doesn't he?
He doesn't. Give me an insight check.
Okay.
The audacity of that motherfucker to send someone else.
Can I size up this newcomer?
20.
Sure.
I'm mostly trying to get a sense of essentially what class she might be, what kind of...
Sure. Give me an insight check. He seems unperturbed by your statement. He just
20. New sheet. Who this?
New sheet. Who this?
I will roll deception on that because instinctually.
Yeah. Go ahead.
24.
So what do you want me to know?
What does Adressal find?
I mean, pretty much just very surface, sort of how she walks in. This sort of a swear, like she knows exactly what she's doing. She belongs in places like this, which is not exactly inaccurate. A lot of attitude. A lot of confidence, and just sort of friendly, good-natured.
Okay.
That one's the lie.
No, that is not a lie. It's just not with you people, because you people are insane.
He sort of doesn't reach for another bottle just yet, and sort of leans on the table forward, looking at you. he's fairly tall, and so as you sitting on the table, him leaning forward sort of puts you two at eye level. So Adolfo sent you.
Adolfo told me to give you this. Should we ever have need of...
Reaches down, grabs it, pulls it up, looks at it. How's the wife doing?
Okay, so Gia, inserting as Aaron here. John, you gave a code phrase, but that was like a month back, so I'm not sure if
more
we still
than a
know it.
month.
It was a month back. Also, it has no bearing on what he just asked, so...
Okay. I'm going to insight who he's talking, who's potential...
You get the sense that he's referring to Adolfo's wife.
Oh. To the best of my knowledge, he didn't have one. We certainly didn't talk about one, and there wasn't any mention of it.
Is that what you say, or are you asking me?
Well, I'm asking for clarification, and if that is correct, then yes, that is what I'm saying. I don't not remember.
Yeah, as far as you know, he doesn't have one.
Yeah, he doesn't have a wife, as far as I'm aware. We at least he didn't mention it. He did mention somebody, but was very vague and sort of melancholy about it.
He sort of smiles. Yeah, that's Adolfo. All right. So
I'll slide over to give this conversation a little privacy, just in case.
Yeah.
How close am I to the wings?
He does sort of wave you off to one side.
So I'm over at the bar, so it depends on if you came up with Selena, I guess.
I did not come over with Selena. I don't want to be associated with the things she does.
Then I'm across the tavern.
Yeah.
But you could walk up and/or stealth.
I could.
Yes.
And as you're contemplating this 5, you see a massive red dragonborn stepping out from what appears to be a kitchen, carrying platters of food.
I like food.
This dragonborn has 2 big leathery wings sticking out, sort of most half folded on his back.
Yeah, but that guy's bigger than me.
And he comes over. I mean, so is the elf, but
yeah, but I could probably take the elf.
And he comes over, sets a platter on the table next next to the bar, and continues on, heading towards the kobolds, who he starts speaking to in Draconic. As Selena's having this conversation, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm going at this table because it's closest and emptiest.
Okay.
I want to. How long would it take me to recognize?
I'm
Kaelin?
slowly.
Give me a history check.
Okay.
Slowly. I can't move any further. There we go.
14.
Give me a dexterity saving throw. 5.
Awesome, because
it's hard to tell. It's been this person's sort of
been a
face
while.
down in a book.
Mm-hmm.
8.
Okay.
As you're sort of sneaking up, you accidentally step on the long, scaly tail of this lizard man right here,
I'm
who
not
just sort of
sneaking.
yanks the
I'm
tail
just
back.
walking slowly. I'm
Still.
not sneaking.
Yeah, but you're fixated on the wings, which is why you're not
Yeah,
watching
'cause-
where your feet are.
Because they're pretty.
And you sort of step on this tail, which lifts back, and this lizard man turns around and levels what looks like, it's hard to describe. It's like a long metal tube, similar to the thing that Boldrin carries, but smaller, and with rings of electricity rolling around it that begin to charge up as it points at it and snarls at you.
So from
And-
the door where Boldrin is still standing, there's a
5?
And
as the cannon levels back forward. Hold there, friends.
And at sort of the same time, the tabaxi sitting next to him puts a hand on the lizard man's shoulder. Hey, it's okay. It was an accident. You see,
I'm assuming I notice all of this happen.
you notice. And as you level that thing, Boldrin, the giant metal iron golem lizard focuses on you.
I look over my shoulder. I know how to take you apart too.
This is why.
The lizard.
Do I notice any?
I'm-
You noticed it was pretty
at my
loud.
table.
So I'm waiting on the lizard man's response.
The lizard sort of growls something and then puts the rifle back down,
As soon as he
pulling
does,
his tail back.
mine goes away as well.
The tabaxi looks over and just shrugs. Hey, sorry, he is sensitive about the tail.
5 writes down who wouldn't be. It's enormous. It must get in the way of everything.
In what language?
In Abyssal.
The tiefling sitting at the table looks over at it, and in Abyssal says, "That's not a very nice thing to say to my friend."
It's the truth. If I had a tail like that, I'd be really concerned everyone would step on it.
Well, then maybe you should be more careful.
Who are you?
He shrugs.
Yeah, that's who I am too.
Meanwhile, Yggdrasil, yes, you all heard and saw the commotion. It's a very small
So
town.
I'm keeping an eye on this girl and the conversation she's having, seeing how that gets changed.
Celia looks over it and plays it off like it's nothing. While inside she's like, "Motherfucker!"
Give me a deception check.
you to come.
You're welcome. I just want to touch the wings.
Anyways,
Give me a deception check, Selena.
okay,
See how well you keep that cool.
better than the. I already had a 24 on none.
That was
To-
to
Five.
a different
Don't worry,
thing.
I don't think you can roll that low.
That wasn't at Yggdrasil, anyways.
Okay.
24.
This is at somebody else.
Selena is on point at the moment.
Well, there it goes. You just
Yeah, it's ruined now.
Focused as fuck.
24. So yeah, you are pretty certain that you pulled that off as you lean back over, and as you turn back, Toriel has leaned in further and is staring right where your eyes go. Your
Okay.
friends seem like troublemakers. And
Yeah,
some smiles.
Don't worry about them. They're fine. I'll deal with it later.
Well, what exactly do you need help with?
Well, I'm willing to bet you don't get asked this one every day.
Try me.
Do you know how to get to the abyss? Not the outside, not the just outside the city abyss. The other one.
He sort of looks at you for a minute.
I'm not insane, I swear.
No, I get asked that question more often than you'd think, but not that often. So,
I mean, no, like honestly asking, not go to the abyss. you
no.
know?
I understand what you mean.
Like go to hell, go to.
Well,
I thought it was funny.
I do know someone that can answer that question with great reliability.
Okay.
And for a friend of Adolfo's, I'm willing to see if he would entertain a meeting. You may want to not take your friends with you, though.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Just as a hunch.
Noted.
Boldrin only draws a weapon when someone else draws a weapon on his ally.
Let me check.
How much closer can I get?
And he give me a. Are you trying to do it so hidden?
No, I'm just walking.
I mean, you can walk up to Yggdrasil.
Can I get a
but Yggdrasil
perception?
Yeah,
will-
especially because there's an open bar seat right there. Yggdrasil will not stop you or openly pay you a ton
you
of
can
notice.
see Five's not trying to hide. You can see Five coming up.
Hold person.
5 is flame hands and lean forward because
All
she
right,
wants to know what's going to
5,
happen.
Because
make,
someone
make
just
a
asked
wisdom
the
saving throw, 5.
Horizon Ranger asked how to get to the abyss next to the Horizons Ranger.
What am I making?
A wisdom
Old
saving
person.
throw.
Wisdom
throw.
saving throw.
13.
I don't think that's enough, is it?
My DC is 14.
So yeah, you sort of start moving forward, and as your hands start to catch on fire, you stop in your tracks. And you're just sort of
If her
stopped.
gaze could speak, she would be yelling something very, very dirty at you right now.
Oh, that's okay. We're not done yet. Banishment.
Banishment!
Give me a charisma saving throw.
Yes. The whole person was just in case the charisma save is made.
14.
The charisma save, I believe, is made.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, fuck you.
5's on
How
fire
Oh, no,
again.
I know what was going on.
I'm using bend luck to spend a sorcery point to roll a d4 and subtract it from your roll.
All right.
5 is just going to turn
even
and
if you
throw the
roll
fire at you,
well,
asshole.
you can't because you're paralyzed. And even
13.
with just a 1, you suddenly find yourself standing in a very gray area.
Oh, I should roll 2 1d20s.
5 immediately panics and begins screaming.
No, you scream and it just echoes.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's a 1, correct?
Yeah,
it's
a
a 1 that
one
triggers.
1 triggers your
I
give
fireball.
There it is!
all right. Yes, you
How many
recognize.
sessions in was it before that happened naturally?
Yggdrasil, you do recognize that spells are being cast. If you would like to recognize the specific spells, give me an Arcana roll.
I'm curious, just like for context of what's going on, and also I'm still trying to figure out what kind of caster person this might be.
It's about to be real obvious real quick.
Well, from the fact that they didn't pull out a book or do
11 and a 14 for each spell, respectively.
what level is banishment? 5th level?
4th.
4th level? So you recognize banishment. You don't
Okay.
the first one you don't recognize, but you assume it's some sort of hold spell. And just from the way that they were cast, you're assuming this is a sorcerer. They didn't pull out a book or recite any sort of prayer or incantation. They sort of did it. What'd you roll?
Rolling a d100
Oh, you
now.
roll it now. Come on.
48.
48.
A
unicorn appears in the middle of the room.
What the fuck?
Now 5 is pissed because she's been banished and pissed because she missed the unicorn.
A random unicorn appears, looks around, and it looks like it's about to start rampaging when Toriel looks over. Cute. Snaps a finger and it disappears.
Okay. Sorry about that unintended side effect. Anyway,
No, it's quite fine.
who were you talking? You were saying.
Well, I just got a message back actually. In favor of
This is totally unintentional, but is that? I don't think that 5 can scream because 5 is still held.
You can only concentrate on one spell at a time.
Yeah, you're
that's right.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
concentrating on the banishment.
Or you could have dropped concentration on hold.
5 will be clawing your face off, just so we're clear.
We just so happen to be capable of setting up a meeting. Yggdrasil, would you please escort this young lady to the back door?
Can do.
And the back door, Yggdrasil, has a particular meaning to you. The back door is where people go to meet with the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they don't come back out.
That's fine.
You never go through.
Yeah.
You just take them to the door, open it, and then close it behind them.
I'm gonna wave to the lady.
My friend will take care of you.
Head over that way.
I have begun to freak out because first, Five's hands lit on fire, and then she disappeared, and then there was a unicorn, and then the unicorn disappeared, and so I'm standing up.
I mean, I've used both those spells. I feel like I would
Yeah, no,
recognize
you don't need you have cast them. You don't have to roll to recognize.
Yeah. So I just kind of, I take a second. I just kind of take one of my cigars and light it, and just kind of stick it in my face for a second.
Selena, where's Five? As you're walking off.
She'll be back.
Which
Do you
way
want
is the
some
door I lead
assistance
Selena to?
Wherever you're going.
Back here.
Huh?
Do you want
No.
some assistance?
Here?
Definitely not. Keep an eye out. Five's gonna be pissed when she shows back up.
So you sort of lead Selena past this half orc that's sort of leaning against a corner of the wall, smoking a pipe. Who sort of nods at you as you go back, and then you see leaning against the opposite corner, previously invisible until you move up towards the door, is Lyra again, who looks at you. Selena, you see this half-drow female standing before you by this door that apparently you've been led to.
Okay.
I'm getting suspicions about Selena, and so I'm going to say, "Are you sure?" again in Thieves' Cant.
As if nobody else in this room speaks Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
I do not speak thieves' cant.
I don't know if you do or not.
Half
so
of-
I'm assuming you're weird.
Give me a perception check, Hope.
Okay. 21.
You notice that as you start to use Thieves' Cant, half the room turns to look at you.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Look,
But Selena doesn't.
I'm fine.
Including the woman who was sitting at the table.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
I'm
she's
fine.
also in Thieves' Camp.
Well,
Oh.
assuming.
This is a surprise.
Wait, what?
Of course she doesn't think.
So,
Kaylin?
Boldrin is just kind of waiting where Five disappeared from.
you also noticing that Hope seems to recognize one of the people in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna save that one for later. Right now, I'm kind of standing, cigar in hand, waiting next to where Five
I'll
was.
show Selena to the door and do whatever I need to do.
You open the door. Inside the door is a pair of reddish gold curtains that seem to block your vision further in.
Okay.
You step through?
I step right through.
All right.
And you disappear because you're a bad apple.
As you step through, you find yourself... You feel sort of a buzz as you step through the door, which closes behind you, and you find yourself in a much warmer building than you... a much warmer room than you were just in. There are no windows in this room, but it is well lit. You see sort of sandstone construction all around you. To your left, there is a table full of various arcane supplies and implementations. There is a tiefling. There's a tiefling who's has half a horn missing and an eye gouged out, sort of sitting there pouring potions as you look over. And he just sort of gives you this big, broken, toothy grin. There are a trio of people standing around in dark clothes with masks on that seem to be... One of them is rifling through some books, one of them is just leaning against a wall, and another one is sort of looking at a glass... sort of like a display case that has a bunch of things on glass. Under glass. And then immediately to your right, you see a fairly... at first, unimpressive-looking human. He has sort of dusky skin, the kind sort of an olive skin tone, and sort of ragged, unkempt, blackish brown hair that just sort of trails down to his neck, with the ends of it just sort of being slightly highlighted in red, almost as if it's a natural coloring and not dye or anything like that. Wearing a very fine black button-down shirt with gold trim. Very plain clothing otherwise. And as he looks up at you, you notice that his eyes are just this sort of burnished gold as he looks up at you.
Yeah, I'm paying attention because that's clear. The least dangerous person is the most important person in any. Least dangerous looking is the most important in any room where this sort of situation happens. So, hi.
Please have a seat, he says, and his voice definitely undermines his frame. He looks fairly lithe and thin, but he has a very almost resonant bass to his voice. And he sort of indicates a seat just opposite the table. So, it is unlikely that you know me, but I am Kal Argal, the proprietor of this establishment and many others. And I'm told you wish to have some information, specifically about how to get to the abyss.
You are correct.
And why would you want that?
Somebody I know went there.
Well,
not of their own free will, as near as I can tell.
He sort of looks up.
Frankly, even if it was
head.
their own free will, it really doesn't matter to me.
Fair enough. Not many people go there of their own free will. Though the ones that do often don't know. And what do you have to offer in return?
For the information, what do you need? I'm very good at getting people what they need.
Are you?
As a general rule.
It sort of gives you sort of a look up and down, an appraising look.
I'm assuming money's not your thing.
Not really, no. It only has so much value, and
right.
I'm afraid what I seek tends to be far more valuable. Tell me, how are you in a party scene?
Now that's a vague question.
I'm thinking particularly in a gala.
Very good as a rule.
Well then, you may be of some use.
Okay.
Here's the deal we will set forth. You will return back to the tavern, and you will approach the tiefling sitting in the table just by the stairs.
Okay.
His name is Sharoon. You will inform him that you are going to assist him with the task I have given him. Okay. Should your assistance prove valuable, then you will receive what you wish.
Okay. Can I ask what the task is beforehand?
Well,
I mean, I'm gonna be a lot more upfront with you right now than I would be with most people. I'm gonna do it regardless. I would just like to know beforehand.
Make me a persuasion roll.
This I will give myself advantage on.
Go ahead.
22.
He sort of looks at you, nods. Very well. There is a bit of information that I am owed. And I always collect my debts, you see.
It's fair.
In particular, a man named Walther Berggren, a merchant of some renown, has information that I require. Sharoon, the leader of this group that you are to work with, has acquired an invitation to a gala Berggren is hosting in 1 month's time.
Okay.
That gala will be the best time to acquire this information, as it will be when he is the least guarded, letting people in of all different various backgrounds and styles. Unfortunately, none of the rest of Sharoon's party, I'm sure you've seen them, are what you might call gala material.
John, are you saying that this is a place you couldn't buy an invite to with a diamond the size of a testicle, but he's got his hands on a couple?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Of invites.
Of invites.
Of invites. You and your allies, or just you, whatever you seem fit, will assist Sharoon in this acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
And once it has been acquired, I will facilitate not only the information you require, but also the access you will need. If you want to go to the Abyss badly, I will get you there myself. Do we have a deal?
Yes.
He sticks a hand out. You shake it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel a slight warmth in his grasp.
I just got Gius, didn't I?
No.
Okay.
And he pulls the hand back. Very well. Sharoon will have the more meaty details. Let Toriel know that you have access to the upstairs for planning, if you so desire.
Okay.
It'll be useful. And
Cool.
He picks up the book in front of him, pulls it back over, begins writing, and the door opens up.
Pleasure beginning to do business with you, and I make my way out.
Of course. You make your way, you pass back through the curtains, you feel that tingling sensation again, and the door closes behind you. And at roughly that point, because a minute has passed, 5, you reappear in the tavern right next to Boldrin.
5 lets out
I would
a
have
howl and launches herself
I
at the
would
closest
have
person.
probably moved back
me.
towards the center of the tavern at that point, unless I'm supposed to wait.
Yeah, you could have moved back. Yeah, that would be Boldrin would be the nearest
I mean,
person
I don't
to-
think I have to wait because they don't always come back. So I
Yeah.
would have just moved back to my seat.
Yeah, so Boldrin would be the person closest to you.
5 is on you like a hurricane with her hands. I mean, she is yelling and
It's all right. It's all right.
she is pissed.
Easy.
But you can also sense that she's really scared, oddly. She's
Wait,
not
he's
just
trying-
mad,
he's-
she's terrified.
He's trying to be a comforting hand. Easy. Easy. It's fine. You're right here.
Toriel looks down. If you'd like to take the hysterics outside, that'd be appreciated.
I don't know that I can walk her out the door without her setting it on fire, so
I can help with that.
please don't, if it's in the same manner as my friend just helped.
No. He walks forward at the bar, and you notice that basically his upper half continues over the bar, as water cascades over the top and down to reform into his lower body. And he
Hey there,
walks.
water elemental.
Nope. He walks over towards 5 and reaches down, puts a hand on her shoulder. If you don't mind, I'd like to take you outside.
Papa?
I've been called stranger things by stranger folks. And a small purple field just engulfs the both of you, and you find yourself outside on the street.
You just hear 5 howl again with something that sounds like no.
I mean,
But-
you're just outside the building, and he's there with you still.
She's not real keen on people taking her.
Also, it's a
places.
drow male.
Yes, it is a male drow.
Yeah.
Cecilia, having seen all this from
she's
the
not real
doors, all
keen.
right, that's handled. Walk over. We've got a plan. Hold on just a second, and I look for Sharoon.
Kaylin!
So,
Yeah, sorry.
while all of that was happening,
Yes,
Hope and Kaylin.
sorry.
Yes, so Kaylin is staring at you. She does not look particularly pleased to see you.
What the? This is coincidences. Okay. Where have you been?
I've been here.
for 5 years? 4 or 5 years?
7, in fact.
Why did... Okay, so... They said that you came by, but they didn't know what you just disappeared. And you never showed up again.
I left a message.
Well, obviously they took it and didn't give it to me, and they lost it. And I tried to figure out who took the message, and they didn't know anything. So, what was the message?
Look of surprise, and then shock, and then she's almost teary-eyed. And then she says, let's talk privately, and practically drags you up the stairs.
Okay.
Samson, the Goliath that's sitting on the stairs, sort of looks at you coming at him, and gets sort of like a confused and terrified look on his face for some reason, and just hardly gets out of the way as Kaelin drags Hope up the stairs.
The first time I've seen a Goliath look scared.
Yeah. He looks back, shakes his head, sits back down, continues sharpening the sword.
Hope will pull you into one of the rooms upstairs, which is
Okay.
I will.
Technically a bedroom, but it's mostly full of books.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I will put you guys in a room. Well, blam.
What was the message? Because you just disappeared.
Yeah, my father was killed.
Oh. Oh.
I came to the temple to ask if I could stay there, and they told me no.
Well,
Said
yeah.
to come back.
Mm-hmm. Figures.
I asked them to tell you what happened, but they didn't say anything.
Mm. No, they said that you had come by and you were a bad influence, so because of the lasagna incident and the chandelier incident and the thing with the shoes. And I could go on, but you know.
I just don't know what I thought. I thought you didn't care.
No! You disappeared and they wouldn't let me, and then they started not letting me go outside and, you know, wandering around and doing stuff. So, and then I started sneaking out again. How did you get with this group? Because I did some odd jobs, but you were here.
It took some time, but
Okay.
kind of shrugs.
Do you like it here?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Because, listen, I got a proposal. We are hunting, you know, a shadow thing that is trying to kill one of our party now. Possibly two if we can find him again. And we might be going into the Tower of the Gods. So, fun stuff. Also, I died, and... Yeah. Uh-huh. A thing happened.
You're clearly not dead, so...
Nope. No, I'm fine. But there's stuff that I have to do because of that. So, you know, fun times here in adventuring parties.
I mean, I have work here. It's sometimes interesting.
See, you say that about the most boring things ever. It's a bunch of staring at numbers until you go cross-eyed. I've seen you do this work. It looks super boring.
It is, well, that's not all I do.
It's so boring! You just stare at columns! The most exciting thing that happens is you get a paper cut!
You know, it's nice to have work.
Oh, it's so boring though! Don't you want to have any fun?
To stay. It's nice to not be homeless on the streets.
Yeah, but I'm not anymore. We got rooms in the Adventurers Guild, which are fairly good. I mean, there's not too many bugs. It's good.
Well, I mean, I'm glad.
So we could, it'd be so much fun. Come on.
I'm not gonna just walk away from everything. But you're in the city, and there's some things you're doing. I can help, maybe.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. I don't know what we're doing next, but I'm sure Selena has either died horribly in some sort of freak accident in that room, or she's gotten a job.
So, while that's happening, 5, you've been teleported outside, and the person that teleported you just sort of steps back and vanishes into a purple aura again as he reappears behind the bar. Looks over at Boldrin, nods towards the outside. She's outside.
That probably didn't help too much, and I head towards the outside.
Helped me a lot, he says. And yeah, Selena, yeah, you see... Corbin, what have you been doing, by the way? It's been about 5 minutes now. You're muted.
You're muted.
Cody, you're muted.
Yep, I just
There we
realized that. After the whole unicorn thing, he kind of looked, sat there for a second, and then when Hope recognized whoever that was, he sat down next to there. Sat down at the table and just kind of was getting ready to listen to them talk or whatever, and then they just got up and left. So he's like, "Beer," and then poof,
yeah,
he went out.
A very buxom human female with long red hair, so steps up with a drink and sets it down. Looks at
thank you.
Hey, cutie. Puts it down.
I
Turns.
watch her walk away.
It seems like she begins to strut as she walks away. It seems like she knows you're watching.
I'll probably have gotten another drink.
Yep.
At least a level in Bard.
Because unicorns don't manifest magically in here every day after someone asks to go to the abyss.
No, they don't.
I feel like this is going to be a fun afternoon.
This is a 3-drink day.
Oh, that's an underestimate. My
5 has had
constitution is
0
quite
drinks. 0 drinks and has been taken outside.
Boldrin comes outside with you, 5.
Not gonna
All
lie,
right.
5's probably gonna try to attack him because he's right there.
I mean,
And
I stand there.
That's fine, because you're outside. Selena.
Yes.
Yeah, you see Sharoon and you see Sharoon
Hi.
sitting in sort of the corner underneath the stairs. Let me pull you back into the actual tavern. Wonk.
So yeah, walk up to him. Well, hi.
He looks up at you. He is a impeccably dressed tiefling, with purplish blue skin, black horns that sort of curl back, sort of framing his very sort of windswept black hair. The tiefling that you saw in the other room looked damaged and ugly, like as if he was born that way. This man has perfect teeth, perfect horns, perfect complexion, is just unnaturally pretty, even for the irregularities of being a tiefling. And he sort of has on the table in front of him is a sort of a short top, top hat, that seems to go with his coat and general very formal outfit. In his right hand is sort of a cane that he's just sort of toying with that has an imp head on the top of it. Can I help you?
Yes, I understand you're going to a gala.
I am indeed, and I've been just dying for a dance partner.
You have one.
Really?
Yes.
Well then, dance partner. What's your name?
Selena.
Sharoon. And he offers a hand.
Yes, I've been introduced to you already.
I know, but it's always good to introduce oneself formally when meeting for the first time.
So, what exactly
Not here.
are you going to be needing? Of course not. I'm trying to determine.
Who do I bring with me?
We'll bring whatever allies you feel can operate in a more subtle manner.
Oh,
And
for God's sakes.
We'll meet upstairs.
None of them.
We'll meet upstairs. Screech will show you the way.
All right.
Oh, Screech! And the door, there's a door that you assume was like a closet underneath the stairs, opens up, and floating out of it is this purple robes that don't have feet touching the ground. Has sort of a weird arcane mantle that sort of ties around the middle of it, and there's just shadow where a face might be beneath the hood. And
So that's what you meant by a question mark.
yes, and there are arms that exist. They seem to be made of metal, and instead of hands, have a series of blades for fingers. And it just sort of floats out and looks over at you. When you're ready, ask him, and he'll bring you up to us. And he sort of grabs a hat, puts it on, whistles sharply, and the rest of the crew sort of around the table with him start to head upstairs. He looks over. Agdrasal, come with me.
Go on.
And Samson lets them go by. You notice that the goblin that was sitting at the bar moves over to go with them as well.
Selena makes her way back over, sits across from Kurt. Where is everybody? I mean, I know where Five went. And
Yeah,
I'm
do
assuming
you?
Five and Boldrin are outside.
Yeah, because I
Five
walked
went
out.
to her special spot to plan your dismemberment.
Upstairs.
Because I walked out when you
Hope
moved.
is upstairs with, I'm assuming, an old friend.
Really quickly.
Yeah.
Upstairs, in the room that Killen and Hope are in, the door opens, and a very attractive-looking tiefling and his entourage walk in. Oh, Kaylin. Oh, you have a friend.
Hi?
I'm Sharoon.
You could
And-
learn to talk.
Well, I didn't realize that you had a friend. We have business to talk about, Kaylin.
Still learn to knock.
I'm sorry, and he knocks on the wall with his cane. Dum, dum, dum.
That's very helpful.
He sort of moves in. And yeah, Kaylin, you know, they've been using your room basically as a base of operations because you have all the bookkeeping notes and information gathering. And yeah, so this tiefling walks in, leans against a wall. A female orc with a goblin riding on her shoulder comes in, and the lizard man and Tabaxi from earlier also walk in, as does the winged elf that was at the bar. We're
Well,
gonna,
Have a
Okay,
rave in that
now
room.
I'm sizing up this one because Caitlin knows him.
we're gonna be having at least one other friend. One of the people that you came in with, actually. He's looking at Hope and smiling.
What do I get off? Like, same
Okay.
as with Selena, I'm kind of looking for like class capabilities, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Class in a D&D sense.
Let's see. Do-do-do. Let's
Probably
just
either
do-
deception or persuasion, depending on how untruthful you're trying to be about it.
I'm just I'm confused and probably trying to hide a little bit, so I'll do deception. Just in
Okay.
general. 13. So I am confused. I look like there's been an emotional roller coaster here. This happened.
Okay.
And now I'm on edge because there are strange people here and I don't know who you all are.
Right.
Also, Hope looks to be more of a physical.
Yeah.
A
She
fighter
carries
rather
herself
than
like she hits things up close.
yeah.
Yes.
More than cast
Uh-huh.
spells.
Yep.
So, back downstairs with
Mhm.
Selena and Corbin.
So yeah, you went wherever you went.
Uh-huh.
Five and Baldrin are outside.
Right.
Hope's upstairs. I'm here.
Okay.
Nick's fucked off.
Now, is this friend is this friend dead too, or
Not from what I could tell.
okay? I just like to know what I'm getting into.
I didn't check for a pulse. I feel like that would have been a little forward of me.
It would have been.
Don't want to check for my.
All right. Well, on a scale based on what you saw, on a scale of 1 to ow, 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 I'm dying, how angry is 5?
I'll just let it get real quiet. Can we hear them outside?
Probably yes.
Is 5 going nuts outside? that we can hear?
She's probably screaming something choice.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
So I'll just like
Some
perk
sort
my
of-
ear up towards the door and
some
be like,
sort of slurred drow. She can't
Yeah.
really speak it, but
I
she's
think-
trying really hard.
I think she's a little angry.
You put her in a confined space against her will. That's like her number one never ever.
I mean, well,
I don't know.
you're
what
trying
you
to
did.
burn people. What are
She
you gonna
was-
say?
Literally
there, and then
everyone
she
else in
wasn't.
her life has treated her that way, and it's not ended well for any of them. Let's just say that.
So how is she trying to attack Baldrin?
No, once she figures out it's him, she's fine. And she just like shoves away from him and goes over to the corner of the building and just like puts her
I
head
mean,
down.
look, we had one gun already pulled out, and I don't know what she was gonna do, but it didn't look good.
Yeah, you didn't have any idea.
I'm
You had
talking.
your hands
in,
on fire.
I'm talking in character to
Yeah, it
Corbin.
could have been anything. It could have been anything.
I
yes,
wasn't.
but you're
I
not
could
hearing
have
this
been making
conversation.
s'mores. You don't know, and now you won't.
It's fine. Anyways,
I don't know. I kind of missed that whole thing. I was telling this sweet joke to those guys over there, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it was. I bet
We
it was
could
the
have-
best joke.
I did see that unicorn though. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that was you.
Yeah,
But
probably. It's
It-
fine. It's a unicorn. It
yeah, it went away.
it went off and became some virgin steed. That is clearly not me. It was great. So we have a plan. It's not a plan I'm going to require. I know that you don't give a shit. And I get it. I don't, but fine.
because I told them that this would happen. I told
I-
Nyx that they would chase after him,
Don't
That
go
you- that
down
you
this
guys
road.
but
Whatever.
whatever.
I have a plan to get to the abyss. Even if you're fine with that, it sounds like it's going to involve something criminal-esque at a gala.
Because all good criminal-esque things happen at galas.
Yes, exactly. It's probably a heist. Probably it's going to be great. But if people don't want to go, that's fine. It's not going to stop me from going.
Okay.
Because I'm going.
Like how criminal-esque? Like secretly murder somebody or
Oh, there's a merchant. Do I know anything, having mingled with certain elements of high-ish society, about this Walter Berrigan guy?
Yeah, he's a big name. Berggren is one of the wealthiest merchants in the land, which is easy when the land is this small, but Berggren merchant caravans are one of the biggest caravans that go between the various cities, and they have magic item shops and things all over the place.
I mean, that's even better, because it sounds like the kind of person I've been wanting to con for years.
Berggren is a brand, basically. Like,
do I have a Berggren helmet?
Potentially. You may have bought it at a Berrigan branded store.
Nope,
so she doesn't specify. She just says there's a merchant there who the person who can get us to where we need to go, which yes is the abyss, needs information from. That involves going to a gala. That's all the information I have at this time.
Okay.
But when Sharoon left, as you saw, the entire group went with him.
Pretty much.
So, huh?
I said pretty much.
You see Screech still hanging. You see Screech still hanging by the stairs.
Yeah, with the exception of that. So I'm assuming that it is something that is either intricate or requires a lot of brute force. Which, if we're trying to get information, the latter is probably not the criminal is probably a fair statement.
Okay. So what do you need me to do?
I don't know. If you want to sit in on planning sessions, see if it's something that you're comfortable with, sure, make it known in advance. I'm still deciding. I'm the only person committed to this.
Okay.
I don't want anybody else committing if they're not comfortable.
I don't think I'd have any uncomfortability doing whatever. It's the reason why we're doing that I don't get. But yeah, I'll come and sit in.
Just because. Okay. You want to come with me while I go out and try to talk to Baldrin and Five, so maybe there's an extra target and I'm a little less likely to get, I don't know, a disintegrate spell or whatever she's remembered in the last 5 minutes cast at me.
You got.
All right.
I'll come watch. Yeah, I'll see what happens.
So and Corbin step outside. Baldrin, you see them coming.
I probably don't actually, because I probably walked over to where 5 is.
I mean, you hear the door open.
Yeah.
All right. I'm right here.
Hey.
You hear Selena.
I sort of I immediately I think I start hearing the danger music.
It's the sound that a witch makes before it gets triggered in Left 4 Dead.
I don't know what that means.
It's just really soft piano music right now.
Oh, no.
I mean, I feel the good news is if you have any popcorn, I think we're about to have the heat to pop it with.
Yeah, I'm just hearing the.
Yes. So, hey.
Yeah, I
just
would.
stand there looking.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Just stands
Five writes something in a notebook and shoves it at you. And no, you can't read it, but if you're so educated, you can go back in the bar and find someone who can.
You broke up there, but what we got, I think, was you wrote something in a notebook and wrote something in your notebook in a language that Selena can't read and shoved it at her?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I muttered something that it didn't make any sense, and then pointed at the bar as if to say, "Go find somebody in there who can translate it for you, asshole."
All right. Well, I will definitely do that at some point. So, since we're not killing each other,
oh yeah, how far away from me is Selena?
I mean, you shoved it.
She's at the door.
So.
Oh yeah. If you walked up.
So, like, what are we saying? Like 5 feet?
Yeah.
If you walked up and shoved something in my hands, probably a little less than that.
I did.
Unless you step back.
You're within melee range, yes.
And who else is also within my melee range?
Corbin.
Corbin and Boldrin. And the door to the establishment that the proprietor previously expressed concern about it being lit on fire for.
And a random small child who happens to be walking by.
Everybody is so concerned about fire.
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
I'm a fucking fire genasi with mending and prestidigitation. I give no fucks.
I haven't done anything yet.
Five just looks at you and just, again, indicates that the page she's given you.
I will.
And then spits in your general direction.
I'll read it when I get a chance.
Give me a ranged attack roll.
I don't care if I hit. I don't care if I hit.
That's fine. I just want to see if you do.
Okay. What do I roll for that?
D20 plus your dexterity plus proficiency.
I'm proficient with spit.
Yes.
I think that makes sense with 5.
What is my proficiency?
Watch a natural 20.
I think it's like a 4 right now.
Is it 4?
I think it's 4 right now.
It should be 3.
Okay.
Or 3? That's 7? Yeah, okay. So 3. So 16. Does 16 hit you, Selena?
16 does hit me.
So yeah, you just get a big glob of spit right in the eye.
That's fair. Prestidigitation. So, since we're not killing each other,
I'm not fucking going to your abyss quest now after this. This is bullshit.
Can I finish my in-character conversation?
Yeah, 5 isn't saying anything. You're fine.
So, since we're not killing each other, Baldrin, I have somebody who can get us to the abyss.
Okay. I reiterate the suicide mission, but yes, I'm on board.
We'll see. We've done weirder. I know we haven't, but it's a saying. Just go with it. So, in order to do this, I have committed myself to helping the most of the group that was in there into doing a task, which is getting information out of this merchant at a gala. You're a smart guy. You know what this might entail.
Mm-hmm. And you know that I can't properly lie about that.
Correct. So, I am informing you of this in advance. I am being open about it. So that Should you wish to not be involved, that is your choice.
If you want to have any chance of succeeding at the task, I need to not be involved.
Okay. If you want to at least hear and see what the plan is, that's up to you. I would advise because we're about to meet with the group upstairs, I would advise if you do that and you are not entirely sure, make your intentions known before they get started.
I will say, I trust your judgment. Once you've heard what the plan is, decide whether or not I will be able to cooperate with it.
That's fair. Okay. Duly noted. Oh. No, that's everything. All right. And I'll go back inside.
So Selena and Corbin go back inside and head upstairs. You head over to Screech, who's just sort of looks over at you.
Stop. Go over to the bar.
Okay.
Can you read this for me?
Toriel looks at it. What does it say? 5?
It says...
In what language?
It's in Abyssal.
Okay.
And it says, what you did to me is what they did to me. And you know where they are now? They're all dead. So sleep with one eye open, asshole.
He reads it out verbatim.
Think you really pissed her off.
Hands it back.
Well, maybe she should stop trying to light random people on fire.
That's
you don't know what she was going to do.
I'm not
talking to you. All right. So, Selena and Corbin head over to the stairs, where Screech is waiting. This very odd-looking thing floating in the air, who just sort of looks at you, raises a hand, indicates with the bladed fingers, and turns around. Samson, again, gets out of the way pretty quickly as Screech floats up the stairs, and the two of you presumably follow.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. And we find ourselves upstairs.
In a tiny room. So many people.
Hope, you see what appears to be a set of purple robes purple robes with metal arms sticking out the sides float into the room.
What the?
Floats past you. Floats past Kaelin. Floats over to the far wall. Turns around and just stares, you can't see a face, stares at the rest of you. Selena and Corbin follow after it.
Yep.
As you guys come in, Sharoon just sort of looks around. We really should get a bigger room for this place, but whatever. All right, find a free space. Let's sit down and have a chat. Oh, and close the door, will you?
Thunk.
So, how many of you know Walter Berggren? And before I continue that phrase, nobody other than the 3 new guys needs to raise a hand, because I know you all already know.
I'm familiar.
Give me an intelligence history roll check.
All right.
I know that guy. He's so shit.
7. Nope.
Well, no, actually, you both recognize the name. The name is it's like a brand name. It's like it's sort of the name of a person that owns a lot of other companies. That like there's not like a Berggren the Berggren shop, but like the Berggren brand is on a lot of other shops.
We did a play for those guys.
No, that was a different.
It's a different setting.
That was a different setting. Also, I don't think their last name was Berggren.
They were the Berggren brothers, I believe.
No, the Berggren brothers was the alchemist that you guys came into town with.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Berggren are always merchants. Anyways,
they make stuff.
Yeah, basically. Well, Big Money Walter Berggren happens to be doing some shady deals on the sides with some cults Shards of Eidos or something like that. Anyways, so
Really?
Yeah. It says, looking at you. That
She gets really quiet.
strike a bell with you or something?
I'm trying to
We've crossed
disguise
paths.
my reaction to it.
Give me a deception check.
Okay. I'm just trying not to react. That's a
I'm
15.
probably sizing them up, so can I get an insight on that or no?
Sure.
Well, fuck. Know what proficiency I'm picking up if I take a feat?
God damn. Yeah, no, she's actually not trying to hide anything. There is.
Sorry, there was a room full of insight checks that went off at the same time, so I have to roll several things.
What might be referred to as.
Wait, I get proficiencies from my class. God damn it, new characters.
Sorry, what was that you were about to say, Jeremy?
There might be there is coming from Selena what might be interpreted by many or referred to by many as the death glare.
At who?
Yeah.
In reference to
just in general.
Specifically in reference to the group. The name.
Oh, all right.
The
goblin, the orc on whose shoulder he is sitting, and the tabaxi all just sort of exchange glances with each other. And turn back to Sharoon, who just sort of looks at you all, taps his cane. Well, I take it you guys have some unfinished business with this particular group of cults.
They've tried to kill us once or twice.
Oh, well.
It's a thing.
That'll do it. Right, well then this should be right up your alley. So, he's been doing some business with some bad people. And we are in the business of acquiring the information about his business. Basically, there's a ledger that he keeps in a safe on the second story of his quite opulent mansion outside of town. And in about a month's time, there's a gala. I have tickets for me and one other, in which we need to go there and rob him blind. But the trick is, it can't look like his guests robbed him. So, the plan, as far as we've come up with, is myself and one other, he says, indicating Selena in this instance, go in and pose as guests. Rub elbows, talk, eat fancy food, drink fancy drinks, basically get a general scope of the place. Then once we scout the place out, we relay information about where the ledger is back out to the grab team. The grab team then comes in through whatever path we inside can calculate, sneaks in, grabs it, gets back out. Now, Selena and I are going to be going in. And, well, I don't know how skilled the rest of you guys are, but Grimalkin's one of our best second story guys. So, Grimalkin and the rest of you guys will be handling the grab part. We also need security for our getaway, so if you guys have any extra muscle that isn't too good at sneaking, Koth, he says, nodding to the lizard man, could use some help. He's our typical getaway guy, so.
We have somebody who's good at that sort of thing, but is... we talked about this just a minute ago, and the consensus was I would know what the... And with revelations coming into play, I'm legitimately not sure anymore.
I mean, if...
We may have somebody.
That's good. All we need on that end is muscle. It doesn't have to be smart or anything like that, if that's your concern.
No, it's... adherence to law.
So, Yggdrasil here is going to be also part of the grab group. Those pretty little wings help him get up and down all over the place. Kalen's part of our planning committee. I assume one of you has met. Kalen's been getting a lot of the information that we need in order to find the ledger, so I'm going to be conferring with Kalen via mystical magic stuff as to when we find the ledger to make sure it's the right one. Sound good, everybody?
I am on board.
Yes,
Sounds
it's
easy enough.
a basic plan.
Fairly
Are
basic.
we gonna try and find anything more about the house before we go in?
Well, that's where the kinks start. You see, Mr. Beargrin is a very wealthy man, and he doesn't let people onto his mansion. He's got a right scary contingent of guards all over the place, so the only real time we're going to be able to get in is during the gala. Hence why the scouting operation takes place with the people who have the invitation, and shortly thereafter, the grab is made.
Right.
We can't really get up to scout it out, except for at a very extreme distance before the gala. And
You don't have any mages that can make people that sneak around invisible, or any kind of way to sneak them in.
Mr. Beargrin is a wealthy man. I don't think you understand what wealth can buy.
Yeah.
Magical protection of all manner of variety.
I mean, I'm assuming that things like scrying and things like that have already been tried and failed.
I mean, poor little Caitlin over here ran into a wall mentally, magically speaking. So, yeah.
Okay, I'm down.
Well, if we're all going to work together, might as well be good to know each other. I'm Sharoon, leader of this little posse. With me on my... and he sort of goes around introducing. So the orc is named Nocta. She's going to be part of the muscle group. The goblin is named Grimalkin. It appears that the orc and the goblin are an item. The lizard man is Korth, and the big metal man downstairs is Usk. Korth, Usk, and Nocta are all going to be muscle. The Tabaxi is Moonlight, and obviously then Yggdrasil is a Varial elf with wings, and Kaelin
Sorry if
is...
we got off on the wrong foot. Wasn't gonna do nothing to your friend.
Oh, no harm done.
No,
Right.
her hands are off.
Well, looks like we have ourselves the making of an old-fashioned heist, and I'm looking forward to it, quite frankly, he says with a smile. So, we've got about a month before the gala itself is planned to attend, so if y'all have anything you want to do prior to that, feel free to take your time doing whatever. If you need any more questions, you want to plan some more, or go over any of the details, I'm pretty much always here. Oh, and this is Screech. I've always forget to, he says, pointing to the floating purple thing. I always forget to introduce Screech because Screech creeps me out. Anyways.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what
I get that.
What was the goblin's name again? Because I got everybody else's name right down.
Grimalkin.
Grimalkin. Okay.
It's the goblin from our one shot. He's back.
And he's crazy.
Oh, God, we're dead.
No, he's not crazy. But yeah. So, if you guys want to go over... we know what we're doing. Selena, you're obviously coming in with me with the reconnaissance part.
Yes. Selena...
looks at Hope, and your name is?
Hope. And...
That's a lovely name. And what do you do?
I sneak and kill things.
Well,
I refrain from saying dies.
we don't need the killing part, but the sneaking part can be handled.
Sweet.
And big man with the glowy eyes in the back.
Oh, I'm not wearing the helmet.
Oh, you're not? Big man
No,
in the
not
back.
right now. I beat the ever-living shit out of things occasionally.
So, escape route muscle. Got it.
Probably.
All right. And you said you might have some friends that might be able to do things. Do you have any idea where they'd fall in line?
Yeah, one of them. Well, probably only one. Let's be frank. He's definitely not going to be sneaky. Let's put it that way.
No.
No.
He's a
I wear
giant
heavy
tin
armor.
Can.
Big armored fella from outside.
Yeah.
Short
tin can.
armored fella, but
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of short. He's-
Okay, you're still big.
Hey, I'm broad.
Big
that's
is
true.
not tall.
Yeah. The other one lights stuff on fire really well, but
So,
kind of wants to kill me right now, so probably not.
fair enough. Back up it is. All right, well, I'll have our assigned roles. Feel free to get to know us over the next couple of weeks. We're a charming bunch, I assure you. Except for Screech. Again, he scares the crap out of me.
Okay, so just random question. What is he? Because
That's a good question. Screech, what are you?
Uh-huh.
He turns the head towards you
uh,
and doesn't say anything. Just
I feel
stares
like-
at you.
I feel like Screech
Yeah,
is one
that's
of my
about as good an
ethereals.
answer as I got, dear.
Selena's like, hot.
That's all he ever says. Nothing. So, that's why we call him Screech.
that's hilarious.
I know, right?
Like I almost feel like he's one of my ethereals.
Well, it's getting a little crowded in here. I'm going to go get a drink. Anyone care to join me?
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
head back downstairs too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure,
downstairs
it's stuffy
seems to
in
be-
here.
So yeah, Sharoon leaves first. I just all hope Moonlight follows after. Grimalkin and Nocta follow after.
I'll just poke my head in because Caitlin's room. You still needing anything with that one?
I think we could talk more if she's willing.
Okay. Let me know if you need me.
Go.
Screech doesn't
I
move.
will not be here.
Which, given that I've worked with Caitlin before, she would know mostly means if you need something shot in the head, but also just like he's chatty.
Screech doesn't move.
Ah,
Caitlin is going to hold the door open. It's you too, Screech. You would be so kind as to leave the room now.
I'll hold the door
Boundaries, how do
open
they
for
work?
Wait,
Screech.
where's downstairs?
I'm taking you downstairs. Hang on.
Thanks.
Does Screech leave the room upon request?
After about 10 seconds, Screech floats out of the room.
I go to put my arm around Screech's shoulders, like, come on, let's go get a drink on the way out.
There's sturdy skeletal structure, at least in the shoulder area.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
He doesn't seem to react to you at all. Other
That's
than
fine.
to keep floating.
That's disturbing.
Yep.
As you guys get back down, he floats back to whatever closet that was. The door opens, and he floats in, and the door closes behind
Yep.
him.
The head down.
All right.
I don't know how
So
to get down
mysterious. How could
to
you
the
not
bottom,
want him?
but this way? Sure.
Oh God, no, that was not real. No.
Oh no, I've trapped myself in an endless closet. Help.
What have you done?
I don't know. I can't find my way out.
What are you trying? Where are you trying to go?
You part before you run off.
The
Oh.
room?
Kaylin was trying to.
Downstairs?
Kaylin was trying to talk to you if you wanted to.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
That's why I left
Yeah.
you there.
Okay. Yeah?
It's been so long. We could catch up.
Yeah. So, or we could go down and drink while we're catching up.
I guess. That's what you want.
You see that the buxom barmaid has apparently disappeared to a back room or something, and there is now a incredibly chiseled, rugged Viking of a man, only wearing pants, no shirt, delivering drinks.
So now we have a bear.
I am going to see like what Hope is picking up off of your mood because, yeah. So I'm just gonna make an insight.
All right, Hope is insight checking Caitlin. Caitlin, if you want to hide what you're feeling, you can give me a deception.
Or-
No,
yeah.
she's not trying to hide anything. She seems kind
Do
of.
you want to talk? You want to talk
Yes, she
alone?
wants to talk alone.
Okay, sure, fine. I go to close the door and sit on the floor, I guess, because there's no chairs.
There are chairs.
Yeah?
There are chairs
No.
in there. You just can't see them because they're invisible. They blend in with the floor.
Oh,
They are
okay.
made of rich mahogany.
Ooh. Okay, so your father died. He was kind of terrible. Are you sad?
Hope's not good at this.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
No, not really. I'm angry.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he
At
him wasn't even paying
Mhm.
rent. He was just drinking all the fucking money.
yeah, I know.
So when he died, I was kicked out. My mother told me he was keeping the stuff, kicked me out.
Mhm. So you just kicked out and you lost. What was the second part of that?
Everything in the apartment.
So, first plan, we go back to the apartment and we get all your stuff back.
7 years.
7 years. It's in 7 years. Maybe they have a crate.
In 7 years.
Or we just take some more of their stuff to replace your stuff that was lost.
It's fine. So,
Okay. So that's fine. Any other? Do you want to? Who killed him?
oh no, don't care.
Okay. All right. Do you want revenge?
Not really.
No? Okay. So you're mad at. See, I think the best solution to being robbed of your, happy, carefree childhood is to take it now. And we could do that by going downstairs and drinking a bunch. And maybe then go and have a bit of a party.
That has always been your solution to everything.
Yes, because it works.
I mean, you have died twice.
She doesn't know that. Shh.
Actually, no, she does. I did tell her I died.
Yeah, but not twice.
No, not twice, just the once.
What about you? Still running away from all your responsibilities?
Oh.
Yes, and it's working very well.
Part where you died.
Yeah. So maybe I have my responsibilities attached to me by just getting dragged back to some scales in the middle of a weird asymmetrical landscape every time I die. So maybe that's a thing.
You died more than once.
Technically, yes.
You're not very good at this, are you? A voice in your head says.
No, I'm not.
Still have that thing in your head?
Yes.
Hi.
They say hi.
Hi.
They didn't say hi back, which I think is very rude, but
I said hi the first time, and then she said hi. You only say hi once. You don't go hi, 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 hi. Then you're just in an endless loop of hi. And no one wants that.
I know some people who do, but
I would be okay with well, Selena would be okay with that.
No, they're still there and still very annoying and not at all helpful.
I am extremely helpful. You just don't appreciate my advice.
Is that related to how you're no longer dead?
Yes.
Kind of.
Yeah. It was a whole thing. So, we're in these tunnels and fighting. We're trying to get bounty for these worm things that were infesting some tunnels. And so we go and fight them. I knock on the walls a bunch the first time, and that time goes pretty good. It hurt a lot. But we go down a second time to get some more. And our cleric decides, because clerics decide to, just explode everything. And I got crushed by a giant worm that came out of the ground. So that was good. And, got the entire tunnel, I think, collapsed around us. I don't know. I woke up and I was covered in rocks, and everything hurt.
Your chest was caved in too. Don't forget that part. It made a great sound.
It hurts. Except for before that, I woke up on a giant set of scales, as one does, apparently. And
as you do, at least.
Yeah. And I got offered, I guess, some sort of choice, which was either to die or to do some sort of quest to find some stuff.
Literally the scales of fate, the thing that...
Stuff.
Really? Some stuff?
Some stuff.
It's not some... It's literally a divine, It's
some stuff that a god lost.
It's the... I can't believe you. Some stuff. Some...
What do you know about this kind of deal?
What was that?
What does Kaylin know about this kind of deal?
Give me a religion check.
I would find it really... Yeah, that's beautiful. You have a higher religion than I do.
A 16. There are, certainly, when someone dies, they can indeed be given some form of quest to sort of get a little bit of extra time. They can come back as what's called a revenant, which basically once they complete the quest, they're done forever.
So you're saying you're a revenant?
Yeah, that's what Corbin or Baldrin called it. So,
I like to think of it as someone who's been given a second chance at life. Revenant sounds really negative.
What exactly? You're finding...
Okay, so... Pinky swear. Ready? Okay, you can't tell anyone else about this, because, I don't know, it just feels wrong. I have to find the scales of fate.
The scales of fate.
Uh-huh.
Because a god lost them.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I mean, it's
exactly.
When the world gets destroyed and not put back together properly, shit gets lost, okay?
They're making excuses. That's just, they got lost.
Okay, let's see you keep track of a giant set of fuck-off scales when the world gets destroyed
set of scales. How
and
do you
not
lose a
put
giant
together.
Set of scales?
It's really a lot easier than you think, okay?
Kayla is very used to this arguing with something in her head. And do you know the full terms of that deal you made? Did you even ask?
Uh-huh. Yep, I get to keep coming back, and I find the scales, and that kind of balances everything.
And then you die.
Mm,
I mean, you already died,
well,
technically.
eventually, yeah.
No, when you find the scales, you will die.
Someone had to reveal that eventually.
Awkward silence ensues.
I mean, it was in the fine print.
What?
Actually, I literally told you that you would die once you got done. I don't know why you weren't paying attention.
No, I wasn't paying attention. I was kind of busy dying and dealing with that.
No. You were already dead.
You are already dead.
Technically, you still are already dead. Just not... You haven't caught up to it yet, I guess.
No, I didn't read the fine print.
Of course you didn't.
No! Who reads the fine print? It's tiny.
You're making deals with otherworldly beings for your life, and you don't even want to know all the terms of it?
Well, the other option was to die, so no, not really.
Well, when you find the scales, you will die. So not knowing
Okay.
actions.
Mm-hmm.
To be clear, once you return the scales, you'll die.
Oh,
It was
okay.
find and bring back.
Huh. Okay. Cool. Well, they're not in existence, so we cannot worry about that right now.
What
Meanwhile,
does Kayla know about the scales? Justice.
Give me a religion check.
Scales of Fate.
They're called the Scales of Fate, and they are purported to belong to Laretha, the goddess of fortune and good and evil and law and blah, 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 blah.
Scales of fate belong to the scale bearer. Who would have known?
Yep.
So
I mean, you could probably surmise that the fact that they're lost is probably, at least in part, connected to why the world is kind of fucked up right now.
So I have to find these scales at some point. That's a thing that, I have to do as part of the terms of whatever. But in the meantime,
You're going to run away from all your responsibilities.
I mean, you can't really run away from these.
yes, I'm going to try.
You're fail.
Mm.
Kind of how it works. You're driven towards it, eventually. Fate's a bitch, isn't it?
So, what happened with the temple? You
Like
said
a
they wouldn't
moth
let you out,
to a
and
flame.
started sneaking out.
Yeah, because you left, and I was bored and annoyed, and so we figured out, some of the ways to get out. There's the one window that doesn't creak. That's the one you go out of, and you slide down the drain pipe and take a left, and that works pretty well. So I did that a bunch, and at some point, I don't remember when, but at some point I started figuring out that they were not telling me everything. Like, you trying to get help. And so I may have exploded a bit and scorched part of the bar and punched a wall or two and kind of left.
Let's see. And this was when?
3 months ago.
And you've been adventuring since.
Well, that was like, I think a month ago that I met them, but before that I was doing odd jobs and stuff. This is much better. Besides the,
Except for
dying
the
twice
part you
thing.
keep dying.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
But now you're here.
It's good to see you again.
Uh-huh. And you can come join us.
We'll see.
It'll be great.
I will certainly join you on this job.
Yes. Now can we please stop talking about fate and, deals that I may have made and possibly dying and all that kind of stuff, and maybe just go have a drink now?
Sure.
Okay. I'm sorry about your dad.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go outside and head down.
Right? And the two of you head back down into the bar. Meanwhile, what's everyone else been doing downstairs?
Boldrin is mostly just hanging around Five and being just kind of comforting presence and like, it's all right. There's nothing to worry about right now.
All right. Corbin and Selena?
Selena will have found a spot to sit, just where she can sort of watch everybody.
So probably
Somewhere
here-ish?
like, yeah, there is a map. Somewhere like, you know what? No. Because fuck having your back to the door.
All right, so at the bar.
That'll be good. That gives her. Yep, full view of everything except for what might come up behind, but
All right. Yeah, Toriel's just manning the bar. Folks have typically have pretty much resumed their normal business.
Hey, like I said, it's been a weird day. Probably going right back to the drinks.
Yep. And you're gonna drink. As Hope and Kaylin come down, you sort of see everybody sort of return to their normal schedules. Sharoon and Moonlight and Nakta and Korth are all at their normal table. Bertrand is out and about serving drinks.
I need to bear it back one more time.
Yep. And yeah. So, you all sort of have an idea of what's going to be happening next. Selena, you see the other two coming down.
Mm-hmm.
What are your next plans? You have about a month before the heist begins proper, so...
It was to talk to Boldrin.
Well, you know Boldrin's outside.
Yes.
Sometime in the next month. Sorry.
So I come down. Hi. So this is my old friend Kaylin.
Kaylin.
Everyone. I point out everyone, introduce. Yes. And she might be adventuring with us a bit. That'd be fun.
Awesome.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Excited. Glad to have you with us.
Uh-huh.
Sharoon waves Agnes all over.
Yep.
Hey, buddy. Pal.
Hey.
Do me a favor. Could you keep an eye on them? They're kind of important to us, and I really don't want them to explode the next month.
Sorry, that's me. Drinks are still free for employees?
Yep.
Sure.
And you know that Sharoon has some level of authority within the hierarchy of the company.
enough to continue my free drinks as an employee status through
Yes,
watching these
he
people?
seems to be equivalent in importance to Toriel.
I actively don't care if I get
Yeah.
paid. I just care if I get alcohol.
You do get free drinks, yes. But yeah. No, you and
Toast.
you and Kaylin both know that he's roughly equivalent to Toriel in importance.
Okay.
So that's sort of why he seems to act like he runs the place, even though Toriel runs the place.
Yeah. Toast. Can do.
Good man. Please
And I'll
make sure they don't die.
wander on over to Caitlin because I actually know her.
Who is hanging out with Hope? Well, actually, I think Hope brought Kaylin over to introduce to
Oh.
Selena and them. So
Whatever. I don't know where we are in the tavern.
Yeah.
back at the bar.
Because you won't stop drinking, you have a problem.
So
I wasn't there for the drink fight with
so
dwarf the
you five
dwarf and the con artist.
You five are over at the bar.
Yep.
So,
So,
Caitlin, you made some new friends.
Well,
old
an
friends, it sounds like.
sort of friend.
That too.
Mhm.
Too.
So what's with the wings? What is that?
And sort of
Ugh.
cloak back so they're a little more visible.
Uh-huh.
Just like the cloak doesn't actually cover or constrain them, but it is kind of like
It's draped.
he's wearing a cloak, so they're a little bit hidden. And flaps him out. Do I know if it's acceptable for me to fly in here?
Screech does.
Fair enough. And he'll lift off the ground a little bit. I mean,
Oh wow.
they're wings. I feel like that's a little self-explanatory.
Hot.
I'm an elf. Avera, hey elf for what we called more specifically.
Huh.
I'm looking
Cool.
at
Very
people who know D&D terms to tell me what the pronunciation actually is.
You are pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah, Avariel.
Mhm.
Because they're avian. Avariel.
Yep. Because D&D is about as subtle in its naming conventions as George Lucas.
He die.
Well, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Andy.
So Hope, I didn't know you had friends.
Thanks. Yeah. Uh-huh. I have a friend.
I thought I was her friend. No, just kidding.
You got a friend in me.
Aw.
Cut to
Oh,
Corbin
I
like
actually
walking
haven't-
off.
I'm gonna try and like size up what Corbin seems to be, same as I did with the others.
Sure. Yeah, an insight check.
Fuck, now that I'm proficient, I'm stupid at it.
Are you trying to hide what you are, Corbin?
No, he's got a shield and a spear on his back.
He's a fighter.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't.
Fair enough.
He is a
He
fightsman.
said he beats the shit out of people
He fights things.
occasionally.
Boldrin has returned if you want to step outside to have a conversation with him. So-
Yes.
So,
I'm gonna leave. Corbin, figure out what this whole deal is and let me know.
We need to talk about
Not a
something else
deal.
when
Said
we get
in
back
the-
to the inn.
Yeah, said in that sort of joking, good, kind of teasing way. I gotta go talk. I gotta go talk with a cleric about a thing.
May you find spiritual enlightenment and come back for drinks afterwards.
I mean, I have so many different, more preferred ways to get to find deities that do not involve this guy. But
Bertrand gives you a wink as you go out.
He was making a joke about, like, you having to go to a doctor's appointment, essentially.
So yeah, walk by, grab, put my hand on Boldrin's shoulder. Come on, let's go talk.
5, you all right?
5 is just sitting with her head down and she's not paying attention to either of you.
All right. I'll be back in a bit. And I walk off with. And I go off with Selena. So.
It hits that really rare convergence between personal situations and legal situations that I legitimately couldn't tell if you'd be interested or not.
All right.
So it might not surprise you to know we are doing something illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little theft, to somebody who's apparently had significant dealings with the shards of Eidos.
Uh-huh.
Now you understand my quandary of, does Boldrin want to be involved or not?
Can I get the full explanation?
Yeah, basically, so I don't know if you know who Walter Berggren is.
Do I know who Walter Berggren is? As a
Intelligence history check.
Guild.
She is fully assuming that he does.
Intelligence history.
Yeah.
Yes,
16.
you know the Berrigan organization. Again, they're like if I were to give them a real world comparison, it's like Johnson and Johnson. They own fucking everything. Like
it is D&D Amazon.
Well, the company that owns
Amazon
Amazon
doesn't own the things half the he doesn't own everything.
It's the company that owns Amazon.
All right. Yes, I know the Berrigrens.
So we need to get we need to get something that he information that he has to do apparently with these sketchy dealings he's having with the shards. And so the tiefling in there and I are going to be the advanced scout couple because we're going out because there's a gala happening at his place in about a month. And then there will be some heisting done.
And for the record, it is currently the 2nd of Valam, which is the 3rd month of the year. The gala is set to happen on the 1st of the next month.
So it's heisty, but it's also heisty against somebody who works with the shards of Eidos. I have an odd suspicion that we will end up finding information in relation to this that is important to us.
Yes. Well, the edicts of the Forge are quite clear on the subjects of structure and law.
Yeah.
They are, however, somewhat fuzzier on the subject of cults.
I like the way this is going.
As we continue the Firefly references.
Yep.
Book.
I am a warrior priest. Do you expect me to not be Shepherd Book?
They are
All
somewhat
I'm saying-
fuzzier on the subject of kneecaps.
All I'm saying is that if we end up in Eberron somehow and flying in on an airship to steal from the lightning rail, I think Fox might try to sue us.
Anyway.
So yeah, I leave that. You have time because we have a frustratingly long period of time to wait. but that can't be helped. In the meantime, we can get to know these people.
How easy have people reported that it is to leave the Tower of the Gods?
People come back. The trick is that apparently, and this is information that all of you might know, apparently it's never the same twice when you go in. Yes, Aaron?
Exposition question from Aaron, not character.
Yes.
Because I think we've covered this. Is time dilated in there in any significant way?
It's not clear.
Okay.
The reports that come back are universally different. Everyone seems to have a different experience when they go in. That's part of what makes traversing it so difficult.
It's a roguelike.
That's fine. I just wanted to clarify that because if there would be time dilation in your experience of it, that might affect Baldrin's decision.
Like it's impossible to tell what it's like inside because it changes every time someone goes.
I know.
I'm just putting a cap on it. Like that's the knowledge that you all would know, and Baldrin that you would know.
If we've got a month on our hands.
I mean, there's still other stuff we can do here in the city. There's that Cal guy.
You just met him.
That was Cal?
He said his name was Cal.
Yeah.
I missed that.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
the
then.
golden-eyed dude.
I got most of that information, but missed the Cal.
That's fine.
Well, he said his full name, which was more than just Cal, but...
Yes, he said his name was Cal Argal.
Oh, yeah. No, I wrote it down as Pal.
Oh.
Because audio over the internet.
Yeah. Internet audio issues.
So, I mean, there's still stuff we can do here. I don't like waiting. I'm going to be honest, but there's no better choice.
I've got little to do for the next month other than see what we might be able to find within the tower.
Research, my favorite.
Well, journeying into an unknown location in hopes of finding a way to lift the abyss that shards the world. But yes.
Never mind. All right, well. Yeah, you got time to figure out if you want to be involved. I think everybody else is in. With the exception of 5, who probably... Yeah, I'm leaving that alone. And yeah.
All right. Well, as that conversation wraps up and you see the looming prospects of various different paths laying before you, with a date for the 1st of Draco, the next month, you return to the tavern, ready to probably drink some more alcohol. And that is where we're going to end it for the day. As a reminder, we will not be back next week because next week is Thanksgiving. So everyone have a hunk of turkey for me. And we will see you all next time.
Sorry, Canadians.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.